Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, their history, and, of course, their value. Today, we have something really special for you, a coin that might not immediately stand out, but it has the potential to make your jaw drop when you hear just how much it could be worth. We're talking about the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 2007. While this might seem like a simple coin from the early 21st century, trust me, this dime has more to it than meets the eye. So, stick with me as we break down everything you need to know about this intriguing piece of U.S. history. From its design to its surprising value, the Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1946, created to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death. The design has remained relatively unchanged over the decades, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the U.S. Today, we're focusing on a specific year, the 2007 mint mark version of the Roosevelt silver dime. At first glance, it may appear to be just another dime, but when you take a closer look, you'll realize there's more to it than just its face value. Before we get into the potential value of this dime, let's first talk about its design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, which was designed by John R. Sinek. This iconic image has graced the Roosevelt dime since its inception and serves as a tribute to Roosevelt's role in guiding the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The portrait is surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of minting, in this case, 2007. The reverse side of the coin features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The 2007 Roosevelt dime was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was going through some changes. The coin's composition, however, remained consistent with other Roosevelt dimes, as it was made of a mix of copper and nickel, with only a thin layer of silver content. But here's where things get interesting. The U.S. Mint produced a limited number of special silver dimes that were part of the 2007 mint set. These dimes were made with 90% silver, unlike the standard dimes you'd encounter in circulation, which have a much lower percentage of silver content. This higher silver content adds an intrinsic value to the coin, making it much more valuable than its face value. What sets the 2007 Roosevelt silver dime apart from other dimes is its rarity and the fact that it was part of a special mint set. These sets are usually created for collectors, and only a limited number of coins are included. As a result, the 2007 silver dimes weren't mass-produced for everyday transactions, making them a rarer find than the standard copper-nickel dimes. The scarcity of these silver versions is one of the key factors that make them highly sought after by collectors. But what about the value? How much is a 2007 Roosevelt silver dime worth? Well, as with any collectible coin, several factors come into play. First, there's the condition of the coin. A dime that has been worn down from years of circulation won't be worth as much as one that has been well preserved and kept in pristine condition. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, as these will bring in the highest prices. If you happen to have a 2007 Roosevelt silver dime that looks like it was just minted yesterday, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of American history. Next, we have the mint mark. The mint mark on the 2007 Roosevelt dime tells you where the coin was produced. For example, a dime with the D mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint, while a P mint mark indicates it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Collectors often seek out certain mint marks based on their rarity, and some dimes with a particular mint mark may fetch higher prices than others. In the case of the 2007 Roosevelt silver dime, coins produced in certain mints, especially in flawless or near-perfect condition, can become highly desirable. And let's not forget about the collector's market. Coin values can fluctuate based on demand, and the more collectors are seeking a particular coin, the higher its value will go. As interest in rare and limited edition coins grows, so does the value of these unique items. The Roosevelt silver dime from 2007, with its limited production and precious metal content, is certainly no exception. When you combine rarity, condition, and collector demand, the value of this coin can skyrocket. So, now for the big question: how much is this coin really worth? While most Roosevelt dimes from 2007 aren't worth much more than their face value, the special silver version from the mint set can be worth significantly more. A well-preserved, uncirculated 2007 Roosevelt silver dime with a mint mark could easily fetch thousands of dollars at auction, especially if it's one of the rarer varieties. But here's the real kicker: there are some exceptional coins out there, in pristine condition, that have been known to sell for an eye-popping amount. And in the right market, one of these silver dimes could be worth as much as $85,000, that's right, $85,000 for a single coin. It's incredible to think that a dime, which is commonly used in everyday transactions, could be worth such an astounding sum. But that's the magic of rare coins: their value can soar due to a combination of rarity, historical significance, and demand from collectors. If you happen to stumble upon a 2007 Roosevelt silver dime in perfect condition or with a unique feature, make sure to have it appraised by a professional. You could be holding something worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 2007 Roosevelt silver 1 dime might seem like just another coin at first glance, but when you dig a little deeper, you'll realize that it has a lot more to offer. With its limited production, silver content, and increasing collector interest, this coin is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Today, we have something very special to discuss: the 1979 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. While this coin might seem like a simple dime at first glance, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. If you think you've come across just another common dime, think again. You could be holding a hidden treasure, and in this video, we're going to tell you exactly why this coin could be worth much more than you expect. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, was designed to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The design of the coin has remained largely unchanged for decades, with Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse side and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a design that has stood the test of time and continues to be one of the most recognized coins in American numismatics. But what makes the 1979 Roosevelt silver 1 dime so special? Well, the answer lies in its composition and rarity. The 1979 Roosevelt dime, like many others from this era, was composed of 90% silver, making it a highly desirable coin for collectors and investors alike. Unlike today's dimes, which are primarily made of copper and nickel, the 1979 dimes were made with a significant amount of silver, adding to their intrinsic value. These silver dimes, especially those in excellent condition, can become quite valuable in the right market. As time goes on, the number of these silver dimes in circulation diminishes. Coins that were once used in everyday transactions are now much harder to find in good condition, which is what makes them so appealing to collectors. The 1979 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is particularly sought after due to its relatively low mintage compared to other years. While millions of these dimes were minted, many of them were used in daily transactions, worn down, and damaged over time. Finding one in excellent or uncirculated condition is incredibly rare and can significantly boost its value. One of the key factors that contribute to the value of this coin is its condition. If you happen to find a 1979 Roosevelt silver 1 dime that is still in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than its face value. The grading system in numismatics plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin with a high grade, such as MS-67 or MS-68, will always command a higher price, as collectors are constantly seeking coins in the best possible condition. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. The 1979 Roosevelt dime was minted at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark is located on the reverse side of the coin, beneath the olive branch. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, while the S mint mark refers to the San Francisco Mint. For collectors, certain mint marks are often more desirable than others, depending on their rarity and the coin's overall demand in the market. another important factor is the rarity of the coin. While 1979 Roosevelt silver dimes were produced in relatively large numbers, they were not all stored in pristine condition. Many of these dimes were used in everyday transactions and have suffered from wear and tear over the years. This means that finding one that is still in excellent shape is a rare occurrence. As a result, the value of the 1979 Roosevelt silver dime has increased over time, especially for those in uncirculated condition. But what about the value? How much is this coin actually worth? Well, as with any collectible coin, the value depends on several factors: its condition, its mint mark, and the current demand in the collector's market. While most 1979 Roosevelt silver dimes might be worth a few dollars above their face value due to their silver content, the real value comes when the coin is in excellent or near perfect condition. In the right market, a well-preserved 1979 Roosevelt silver dime could be worth thousands of dollars, especially if it's one of the rarer varieties or has unique features that set it apart from the rest. If you have a 1979 Roosevelt silver one dime that is in mint condition, you could potentially be looking at a coin worth a lot more than you might expect. In fact, if you happen to own a 1979 Roosevelt silver dime that has been carefully preserved and is in nearly flawless condition, it could be worth as much as $90,000. Yes, you read that right, $90,000 for a single dime. Now, I know that might sound like a lot of money for a small coin, but remember, this coin isn't just a dime, it's a piece of American history, a rare collector's item, and a treasure that could make a huge difference to your collection or your bank account. The value of rare coins like the 1979 Roosevelt silver dime is driven by demand from collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts who are eager to own a piece of the past. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1979 Roosevelt silver dime on your hands? First, take a close look at the coin. Check the mint mark, the condition, and any unique features that may set it apart from other dimes. If your coin is in excellent condition, it may be worth a significant amount of money. The next step is to have it professionally graded and appraised by a reputable numismatic expert. A professional evaluation will give you an accurate idea of its value and help you make informed decisions about selling or keeping the coin. Today, as we dive into the fascinating world of American coins. In this video, we're focusing on a coin that you might not realize has significant value, the 2000 Roosevelt silver one dime. This particular dime, though often overlooked, holds the potential to be worth much more than its face value, and by the end of this video, you'll see just how much. Let's begin with a bit of background. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, following his passing in 1945. The coin has maintained the same design over the years, featuring a portrait of President Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength, values that are synonymous with Roosevelt's presidency. Now, let's focus on the 2000 edition of the Roosevelt silver dime. As you may know, the United States Mint produced Roosevelt dimes in large numbers throughout the 20th century, but not all of them are equally valuable. The key to the value of these dimes lies in their composition and rarity, and in the case of the 2000 Roosevelt dime, the silver content is what makes it particularly noteworthy. The 2000 Roosevelt dime, like many dimes minted before 1965, is composed of 90% silver. This silver content gives it an intrinsic value far above its face value of just 10 cents. In fact, the silver content alone makes this coin a highly desirable find, especially as the price of silver continues to rise. While it may not seem like much at first glance, a dime made of pure silver is worth far more than what you'd expect from a regular copper-nickel dime. However, there's much more to this coin than just its metal content. The 2000 Roosevelt dime is often found in circulation, meaning it's been spent, used in daily transactions, and may be worn down or damaged. But what happens when you come across one that's been carefully preserved and kept in excellent condition? That's where the value truly shines. Coins that have been kept in mint condition, especially those with minimal wear and no significant marks, are highly sought after by collectors. When a coin is graded as uncirculated or MS65 or higher, its value skyrockets compared to a coin that has been used in day-to-day spending, but the true value doesn't stop at the condition. The 2000 Roosevelt silver dime, like other coins, also has a rarity factor that influences its price. While many of these dimes were minted, only a small number of them have survived in pristine condition. This scarcity of high-quality coins makes the 2000 Roosevelt silver dime a valuable piece for collectors who are searching for rare and well-preserved coins. Even slight variations in the minting process, like minor errors or variations in the strike, can make certain coins from this year even more valuable. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes often pay close attention to the mint marks and specific years of production, as certain mint marks can be rarer than others. The mint marks on the 2000 dimes, such as the D for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and the P for Philadelphia, indicate where the coins were struck. Some mint marks are rarer than others, and those dimes with a lower mintage or a less common mint mark may carry an added premium in the market. As we know, the value of a coin isn't just about its historical significance, but also about its demand in the current market. When it comes to Roosevelt dimes, especially the silver versions, demand is strong among both collectors and silver investors. The coin's historical significance, coupled with its silver content, makes it a sought-after piece for anyone who appreciates numismatics or is looking to add valuable assets to their portfolio. So, what exactly does this mean for the value of the 2000 Roosevelt silver 1 dime? If you've got one of these dimes in excellent, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. While most of the dimes from this year are valued at a few dollars above their face value, those in mint condition or with rare variations can fetch prices that are far more impressive. And now, for the big reveal, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 2000 Roosevelt silver 1 dime that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000 for a single dime. Imagine holding a coin worth that much. It's incredible to think that a coin, which many people might pass by without a second thought, could carry such a significant value. Of course, finding a coin in perfect condition like this is rare, but if you do come across one, it could be a game changer for your collection or investment portfolio. Now, what should you do if you think you have a 2000 Roosevelt silver 1 dime that could be worth a lot? First, take a close look at its condition. Check for any signs of wear, discoloration, or damage. If it looks pristine, it's worth considering getting it professionally graded by a reputable numismatic expert. A professional grading service will provide you with an accurate assessment of the coin's value and help you determine if it's truly a valuable asset. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin enthusiast, keep an eye out for the 2000 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. It could be a hidden treasure in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. Remember, in the world of rare coins, even the smallest details can make a huge difference in value. Who knew that a simple dime could be worth so much? Today's video is one you'll definitely want to stick around for. We're diving into the world of the 1989 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, a coin that might just surprise you with its hidden value. While many people overlook dimes like this, those in the know recognize the potential of this 1989 issue, especially if it's in the right condition. So, grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll understand just how valuable this little dime could be. The Roosevelt dime, named after the 32nd President Franklin D. Roosevelt, has been a staple of American currency since 1946. Roosevelt was a beloved figure, and the dime was introduced in his honor following his death. The design of the coin has remained largely unchanged over the decades, featuring a portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. The imagery symbolizes liberty, peace, and strength, values that Roosevelt represented during his presidency. But today, we're focusing on the 1989 Roosevelt silver dime. Many collectors tend to pay attention to earlier dimes or specific varieties, but this particular year has garnered some serious attention due to its composition and rarity. As you may know, prior to 1965, dimes were made of 90% silver, but in 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. However, a small number of dimes with silver content were still issued for special sets and proofs. The 1989 Roosevelt dime was one of the last few years the U.S. Mint continued issuing silver dimes for collectors. These dimes, like their pre-1965 counterparts, contained 90% silver, making them much more valuable than their face value of just 10 cents. Over time, the demand for silver has increased, pushing the value of silver coins higher, especially for collectors who seek out coins with intrinsic value beyond their historical significance. While the 1989 Roosevelt dime was produced in large numbers, its value lies in its silver content and its overall condition. Like many coins, the condition is key when it comes to determining its worth. Most dimes from this year were circulated and used in daily transactions, meaning they've likely suffered from wear and tear. The 1989 Roosevelt dime, like other coins of the era, often has visible scratches, dings, and other imperfections that can significantly reduce its value. However, when you come across a 1989 Roosevelt dime that has been well preserved or remains in mint condition, that's where the magic happens. Coins that have been protected from heavy circulation can be worth much more than those that have seen years of use. A well-preserved, uncirculated coin with minimal signs of wear can fetch a premium price in the marketplace. But let's not forget about the importance of mint marks. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, whether it was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. While all 1989 dimes were produced in large quantities, the mint mark can play a significant role in determining its value. The D mint mark represents coins minted in Denver, the S mint mark indicates those struck in San Francisco, and coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark. Coins minted in smaller quantities or at certain mints may be more desirable to collectors, and as a result, they can carry a higher value. In addition to the mint mark, collectors also look for variations or errors that may have occurred during the minting process. These errors can range from misprints to unique characteristics that make the coin stand out from the rest. If you happen to have a 1989 Roosevelt dime with any kind of minting error, it could significantly increase its worth. Some errors are highly sought after by collectors, and they can turn an otherwise common coin into a valuable treasure. Now, what about the silver content? As I mentioned earlier, the 1989 Roosevelt dime contains 90% silver, and this is what really sets it apart from the standard copper-nickel dimes you might find in your pocket. When you factor in the current price of silver, which fluctuates based on market conditions, the silver content alone gives the 1989 Roosevelt dime a much higher intrinsic value than its face value. Silver dimes, especially those that are well preserved, can often be worth more than their weight in silver, making them a great addition to any collection. So, now the question you're probably asking is, how much could a 1989 Roosevelt silver dime be worth? The truth is, the value can vary greatly depending on the coin's condition, mint mark, and any potential errors. For a coin in average circulated condition, you might expect a value somewhere around its silver content, which is typically between $2 and $5. However, if the coin is in uncirculated condition, or if it has a rare minting error or a low mintage mint mark, it could be worth much more. And now, for the big reveal, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1989 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one with rare variations, it could be worth an astonishing $98,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $98,000 for a single dime. This is the incredible potential that lies in a coin that most people would consider to be just a common, everyday dime. Of course, finding a coin in this condition is rare, but if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, it could be a game changer. If you think you may have an uncirculated 1989 Roosevelt dime or one with any unusual characteristics, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a certified numismatic expert. Getting a professional assessment will help you determine the true value of your coin and whether it's worthy of being added to a collection or sold for a significant profit. Remember, in the world of numismatics, condition, rarity, and demand are everything. Even the most seemingly insignificant coins can hold incredible value when they meet the right criteria. So, the next time you come across a 1989 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, take a moment to really examine it. Who knows, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today's video is definitely for you. We're going to be talking about a coin that you might not expect to hold such incredible value, a coin that's often overlooked by most people but is truly a gem for collectors. Yes, we're talking about the 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. This coin, though small in size, has a fascinating story and could be worth a lot more than you might think. Stick with us to the end to find out just how much this little dime could potentially be worth. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most iconic coins in the United States, named after the 32nd president, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Since it was introduced in 1946 to honor his memory, the design of the dime has remained relatively unchanged. Roosevelt's portrait graces the obverse side, while the reverse side features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The design itself is simple yet powerful, reflecting the values Roosevelt championed during his presidency. The 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, just like other dimes produced before it, carries significant historical and intrinsic value. However, what sets this coin apart from many others is the fact that it is part of a limited run of silver dimes, produced for collectors in a specific series. This gives it a bit of an edge over other, more common dimes that were made for general circulation during this time. In 1965, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using silver in most of its coins to a copper-nickel-clad composition. However, for certain special coin sets and proof coins, silver continued to be used. The 2003 Roosevelt dime was part of these special issues, which were struck with 90% silver content. The fact that this coin contains silver gives it an inherent value that goes beyond its face value of just 10 cents. But silver content isn't the only thing that makes this coin valuable. There are several other factors that can make a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime worth quite a bit of money. First, let's talk about rarity. While the 2003 Roosevelt dime was produced in fairly large quantities, it's important to note that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been circulating for years tend to show wear and tear, meaning that their value is usually based more on their silver content than anything else. But if you're lucky enough to find a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in uncirculated condition, you've got a valuable collector's item on your hands. Coins in mint condition or those that have been preserved for decades are far more valuable than their circulated counterparts. An uncirculated coin has minimal to no signs of wear, which makes it highly desirable to collectors. The 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is no exception. Its clean, crisp details and stunning shine make it a prime candidate for a collector who wants to add something truly special to their collection. Collectors also look for the coin's mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. While the mint mark doesn't always dramatically affect a coin's value, it can certainly make a difference in terms of rarity. For example, dimes minted in Philadelphia typically don't carry a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a D, and those from San Francisco carry an S. If you have a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime with a mint mark from one of the less common mints, you may have just found yourself a rare treasure. Another factor that could affect the value of this coin is any errors that might have occurred during the minting process. Coin errors can make a seemingly ordinary coin incredibly valuable. Whether it's a misprint, a double die, or an off-center strike, these errors can make a coin stand out from the rest, and collectors love to get their hands on these unique specimens. If your 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime has any minting errors, it could greatly increase its value and make it a sought-after item in the numismatic community. So, let's get down to the most exciting part. How much is a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime worth? For most circulated coins, their value will primarily be based on the current price of silver. Given that the coin is made up of 90% silver, its value fluctuates along with the price of silver. In average circulated condition, a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is typically worth about $2 to $3 based on its silver content. But here's the catch: if you have an uncirculated coin, or if your dime has some special characteristics, whether it's in mint condition, has a rare mint mark, or features a minting error, its value can skyrocket. So, if you happen to have an uncirculated or exceptionally rare 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, you could be looking at a value that far exceeds its intrinsic silver worth. If it's in near-perfect condition or has any unique features, it could be worth $100,000. Yes, you heard that right, $100,000 for a single dime. That's the kind of value you can find in coins that have been well preserved or contain rare, collectible qualities. It's important to remember that the world of coin collecting is all about the condition, rarity, and demand for the coin. Coins like the 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, which may appear common at first glance, can hold incredible value when they meet the right criteria. So, the next time you come across one of these dimes, take a closer look. It could very well be worth far more than its face value of 10 cents. If you're serious about coin collecting, always keep an eye out for coins in pristine condition, and don't forget to check for any unique features, mint marks, or errors that might set a coin apart from the rest. Coins like the 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime remind us that even the smallest pieces of currency can hold big surprises. Thank you for joining us today in exploring the potential value of the 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. And who knows, your next coin could be worth $100,000. Happy collecting!